Dragon Ball Z, the shonen series that paved the way for some of the greatest series of all time. When someone thinks of Dragon Ball Z, what comes to mind? I'm sure most people will say the fights, and they aren't exactly wrong. Dragon Ball Z has the most iconic fights in anime manga history. These iconic fights within the series has made fans overlook the storytelling the series features. Today we are going to be taking a look at Dragon Ball Z's underrated storytelling. Hey, it's Goat Brandon, and I hope you guys are doing awesome today. Welcome to another Dragon Ball video. This video is something I feel like should be out there more, so I decided to make one myself and put one out. Not sure if you guys have seen how DBZ is slandered online nowadays with people calling it mid. Back in the early 2000s, that is something I never heard about Dragon Ball Z. These new fans are trying to label this legendary series as mid, and they couldn't be more wrong. I would not be surprised if they've only experienced DBZ through watching fights from the series on YouTube. There is no doubt that the best thing the franchise has to offer is the fights. The story though does not get enough credit. What most fans don't realize is that the Dragon Ball series went from a series centered around an adventure searching for the Dragon Balls. When Dragon Ball Z begins in 1989, this series' plot completely changes. Anyone that has watched the original Dragon Ball series knew that Goku was not an ordinary character. We knew he was special. What we did not know is that he is from a race that conquers planets, and his mission is to destroy the planet that has been his home since he was a baby. Goku's big brother Raditz is introduced at the beginning of the Dragon Ball Z series, and he drops his huge bombshell. At this point, Goku did not really know anything about himself, and he couldn't accept that he is a Saiyan. As the story progresses, we are introduced to two more characters that are part of Goku's race, Nappa and Vegeta. Goku has to go up against these guys, and he does so as an Earthling rather than a Saiyan. Goku still had not accepted who he really is. Prior to his fight with Nappa and Vegeta, he trained with King Kai, who would be his new martial arts master. King Kai taught Goku some of his techniques, two being the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb. Goku embraced these techniques, and they helped him a lot in the battle. Goku completely destroys Nappa with ease using the Kaioken. He was so far above him, and he knew it. Remember when Goku stood on Nappa's head? That has to be one of the most disrespectful moments ever in the series. The fight between Goku and Vegeta is more close, actually way more closer. The two are around the same power level, throwing blow for blow. However, there was a point in battle where Goku had the upper hand on Vegeta. His Kaioken technique gave him the extra boost he needed in the Kamehameha versus Galagang beam struggle. But Vegeta was not done yet. He had one of the Saiyan's ultimate forms up his sleeve, and he uses it against Goku. This form is known as a Great Ape or Ozaru, and it gives a Saiyan insane destructive power. This Saiyan form completely overwhelms Goku, and as a result, he doesn't really defeat Vegeta. Vegeta embraced his Saiyan roots, he wins here. After the Saiyan Saga, this is where the peak storytelling really starts to heat up. As mentioned earlier, Goku did not accept who he really was. He didn't accept his Saiyan roots up until the Saiyan Saga. The next arc begins, the Namek Saga. This arc features arguably the most iconic antagonist in anime manga history, Frieza. Frieza is a different breed compared to the other antagonists that had been introduced thus far. He's a tyrant that ruled over the Saiyans for years. Frieza had the Saiyans work for him, and they did his dirty work. The Saiyans did these jobs for Frieza because they feared him. Ironically, Frieza decides to eliminate the Saiyans one day because he feared their power. He feared what they would become. He feared the Super Saiyan. Frieza travels to planet Namek to gather the Dragon Balls so he can obtain immortality. By being immortal, Frieza wouldn't have to fear the Super Saiyan anymore because if they were stronger than him, they couldn't unalive him. As well as Frieza, Bulma, Gohan, Krillin, and Vegeta head to planet Namek 2 in hopes of gathering the Dragon Balls. They encounter Frieza here, and we see just how strong he is. We see why he was the ruler of the Saiyans for all those years. Vegeta, the strongest antagonist in the previous arc, was no match for Frieza. The battle between Vegeta and Frieza was personal. Vegeta, as we know, is the prince of the Saiyan race, and Frieza is the one that destroyed his home planet and fellow Saiyans. Vegeta worked on the Frieza, but he wanted to take him down for what he had done. We see a side of humanity from Vegeta when he is defeated. He cries because he remembers what Frieza had done to his race. At this point, Goku had arrived on the battlefield after recuperating in the healing chamber. Goku sees this side of Vegeta. Goku sees the Saiyans can actually possess emotion. They aren't that much different compared to the humans. Goku was not only fighting to protect his friends, planet Namek and the Earth, but he was also fighting for the Saiyans. The moment Goku truly accepted who he really was is during his fight against Frieza. Frieza had Goku on the ropes. Suddenly, a vision of Vegeta appears in front of Goku. Vegeta tells Goku, "You must listen to me. We both know you have Saiyan blood running through your veins. I feel your pain, but you must never forget one thing. It was Frieza who destroyed our birthplace, the planet Vegeta, and now that you're the only Saiyan left, it is up to you to avenge our race." Goku responds saying, "The pride of my people." Think back, Kakarot. Remember your father, my father. There's no one left except for you. So while you may deny who you are the very last hope for a lost race of brave warriors. Ask yourself this, why does Frieza want you destroyed so badly? He's afraid a Super Saiyan will rise up, the strongest of all. Destroy him for the entire Saiyan race. Destroy him, for you have the power within you. Now go, Kakarot, it is time. Do all that is within your power to bring down Frieza. This speech from Vegeta awakened something within Goku. Goku saw how much the Saiyans, his race, had suffered. He had to be the one to avenge the Saiyans. But he couldn't do it only as an Earthling. He had to do it as a Saiyan too. And he did just that. Like Vegeta stated, why does Frieza want you destroyed so badly? He's afraid a Super Saiyan will rise up. Vegeta knew that Goku had the power within him. After this vision, Goku tries to defeat Frieza using a technique that he learned from King Kai, the Spirit Bomb. It had looked like this would be more than enough to defeat Frieza, but he somehow survives it. Goku was out of options. The techniques he learned from his masters weren't enough to take down Frieza. He needed something else. Ruthlessly, Frieza unalives Krillin right in front of Goku. Frieza had destroyed his home planet, his race, Vegeta, and now his best friend. This pushes Goku to embrace who he really is, a Saiyan. Goku awakens the ultimate power of the Saiyans, Super Saiyan. Let's rewind all the way back to the beginning of Dragon Ball Z when Goku's brother Raditz is introduced. Goku did not want anything to do with the Saiyans. Fast forward to the Namek Saga, Goku embraces his Saiyan roots by becoming a Super Saiyan. His speech to Frieza perfectly displays his embracing of these roots. So Frieza, in shock, asks Goku, "What are you?" Goku responds by saying, "You haven't figured it out yet? I'm a proud Saiyan who calls Earth home, and I'm here to defeat you. I am the warrior you've heard of in legends, pure of heart and awakened by fury. That's what I am. I am the Super Saiyan, Son Goku." This was beautiful, man. The genius of Toriyama. Through Dragon Ball Z and Goku, Toriyama is telling us that to become the strongest and best version of yourself, you must accept who you really are. One of Goku's goals in the series is to continue to become stronger. And he also loves protecting people. To increase his desire to become stronger, Goku had to accept who he really was. His Saiyan roots granted him that power. To protect the people he loves, he had to become a Super Saiyan. This storytelling honestly does not get enough credit throughout the anime community for some reason. I feel like if this was displayed in another series like One Piece or Hunter x Hunter, it would get more credit. Like stated earlier, when people think of Dragon Ball Z, they think of the fights. They don't realize that there is actually a good story there too. The storytelling does not stop in the Namek Saga. If we take a look at the next DBZ arc, the Cell Saga, this arc features androids that were created by Dr. Gero. Dr. Gero was affiliated with the Red Ribbon Army, and in the original Dragon Ball series, Goku destroyed them. You guys see how things in DBZ are connected, right? These villains aren't just popping up out of nowhere. Dr. Gero's beef with Goku carried all the way to Dragon Ball Z. The first androids shown in DBZ are Dr. Gero himself and Android 19. It looked like these two will be the antagonists of this new arc. But after Vegeta defeats Android 19, 3 more androids are introduced. Android 17, Android 18, and Android 16. 17 and 18 were created for world domination, but 16 was created with the intent to eliminate Goku. The Z Fighters takes on the androids, but they lose. It looked like these androids will be the main antagonists of this new arc. However, there is yet another plot twist. Dr. Gero's ultimate creation is introduced, Cell. Cell absorbs Android 17 and he looks almost unstoppable. The Z Fighters train in the hyperbolic time chamber in order to take down Cell. While training in the hyperbolic time chamber with Gohan, Goku notices that there is something hidden within his son. After noticing this, Goku comes to the conclusion that Gohan would be the one to take down Cell. What most fans fail to realize is the storytelling in this arc. Goku giving Cell a senzu bean so he can fight Gohan at his best is memed throughout the anime community. They label Goku as a bad father because of this. Remember guys, Goku saw Gohan's hidden power in the hyperbolic time chamber, and from past battles with Raditz, he saw that in order to draw out his power, he would have to be pushed. Goku knew Cell will push Gohan. He believed in his son. He knew that he had the power to take down Cell even if it was hidden deep down. Toriyama is showing fathers should believe in their son or even daughter if they see that they have a secret talent hidden within. If they get a glimpse of that talent, they should believe in them fully. Goku did just that. Gohan is a Saiyan. He was able to take what Cell did to him. If Gohan was only human, it would be a different story. Notice, Gohan was not mad at Goku for giving Cell a senzu bean at the end of the arc. He had a big smile on his face because his father believed in him and he was able to make him proud. Every son wants their father to believe in them. Dragon Ball Z shows us that. Buu Saga is where we see the conclusion of one of the greatest character developments in Shonen. I should rephrase that, not just in Shonen, but throughout any type of series. This character development comes from Vegeta. When he is introduced into the series, he's this cold-hearted warrior that only cares about himself. We do see glimpses of humanity in the Namek Saga, but he wasn't truly transformed. I mean, look what he does to Gohan right after the arc. Cell Saga, Vegeta begins to care for others, and this is shown through the development of his family with Bulma. Bulma in a way changed Vegeta and made him a better man. Another bombshell is dropped. This time in the Cell Saga, Vegeta has a son and it's Trunks. Vegeta at first didn't really care for Trunks, but after seeing Cell unalive him, Vegeta goes crazy and like a madman attacks Cell with everything he has. This was not the same Vegeta that unalived Nappa, a guy that he knew since he was a kid. Vegeta was changing, but in a good way. The Buu Saga is where we see the character development at its peak. Vegeta obtains the Majin power from the wizard Babidi, and this power is intended to bring out the evil in you. It's ironic because Vegeta actually shows the most humanity he has ever shown in the series in the Majin form. Toriyama is telling us that no amount of evil force is stronger than the love of family and friends. Vegeta takes on Majin Buu, who is basically the incarnation of evil and the main antagonist of this arc. In this fight, Vegeta realized that the only possible way to eliminate Buu is to sacrifice himself. This time, Vegeta was not thinking of himself, he was thinking of others. Trunks, Bulma, I do this for you. And yes, even for you, Kakarot. The three people that Vegeta cares for the most, along with the planet that's been his home. The Vegeta in the previous arcs would not have done something like this. Even Piccolo was shocked. He may not have been the one to take down Majin Buu here, but ultimately Vegeta plays a huge role in taking down the final version of Buu. Your worst enemy can be your best friend. That's a line from a Bob Marley song, and I feel like it fits perfectly for Dragon Ball Z. Although Goku wasn't Vegeta's worst enemy, that title belongs to Frieza, Goku was Vegeta's enemy at a point. And even though he won't admit it, Goku is his best friend. Beautiful storytelling. I hope that with this video, Dragon Ball Z storytelling can be acknowledged more.